Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It's Wednesday, new comic book day. I finally moved into the new house and sort of have my comic book room set up. I don't have anything on my wall displayed yet. That's coming. Hopefully, in the next week or two, I'll have that finalized. But I am in my own new house with my own comic book room, and I expect to do a lot of streaming shows in a much more relaxed and comfortable atmosphere with privacy. The door's closed. Cats won't bother me, neither will the kids. It'll be fantastic. All right, so let's jump into it. We're going to be looking at books coming out next Wednesday. I know most of you are going to watch this on replay, but we're going to review next Wednesday the books coming out, kind of give you a excuse me, a heads up. Oh, got something caught in my throat there. Give you sort of a heads up on what's coming out so you can sort of plan accordingly. We're going to use Midtown as the way to look at these books. They break it down by comic book publisher. So let's start with Dark Horse. We got Blue Book number 5 will be out next week. This is a James Tynion, kind of a retelling of semi-true events, I guess. Alien abduction, that kind of stuff. So that's if that's your bag, you may want to take a look at that. Issue 5 will be out next week. The other book from Dark Horse that's probably going to be on a lot of people's radar is Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos. Again, this is another James Tynion collaboration with Isaac Goodhart. Looks like there's several writers, so I don't know exactly how this is being produced, but I don't know what this is about. There's a couple covers that look interesting. I definitely dig the 1 in 25 variant here by David Talaski. I think that looks pretty nice. All of them are still available at Midtown, so if you want to try that out, give it a go. It might be good. I don't know. James Tynion, it's usually not bad. Star Wars High Republic Adventures 6, 7, and 8 are coming out next week. I don't know why they're releasing all 3 issues at the same time, but you never know with Star Wars. There could be a first appearance in one of these issues. It might be worth at least flipping through the book to see if there's anything interesting in it. All of them are still available at Midtown. DC Comics. Let's see. We've got. Boy, I'm not picking up a lot of DC these days. I don't think I have anything that I'm picking up next week from DC. Of course, they always have a couple nice covers. You've got this Chew cover for Batman, the Brave and the Bold number 2. That's a nice Chew cover. I really do like this Otto Schmidt cover. That's a one. I think that's a 1 in 25. That's pretty cheap at $13.50. That's a good cover. Second printing on Batman 135 by Jimenez. Detective Comics 1073. The Simmons cover looks nice. That's a 1 in 25. There's also a foil variant of the main cover by Evan Cagle. All right, let's move down the list here. Green Arrow number 3, the Jerky cover's nice. The 1 in 25, that might be popular. Harley Quinn 31, of course, the Jenny Frison cover's nice. Little girl on girl action there. Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. The Derek Chew cover is also nice. That's a 1 in 25 cover. And of course, my boy Phila Brukatik, is it Brutakin? I don't know. This Norwegian bastard. He definitely draws some great, crazy detail. It's just a wild looking cover. Yeah, it's 1 in 25. They got it a little bit above ratio pricing, I believe. Or maybe it's a 1 in 50. I think that might be a 1 in 50. Man, they got it discounted pretty heavily, down to $27. Yeah, that's a pretty good deal. I think the cheapest pre-order I could see on that before was $34. So 27 is really cheap. Again, DC books are just not selling. Here's Riddler Year 1 issue 5. This is the Christian Ward 1 in 25, $13.50. Just goes to show you, just DC is not selling. They're just not selling a lot of books. All right, moving on to Dynamite Entertainment. The Incentive Chuma Hill Virgin cover is sold out. I do like this 007 King and Country. The Rebecca Pueblo Virgin cover looks pretty cool. Another book that's probably going to be hot at your local comic book shop, Darkwing Duck number 6, especially the cover F, which is the homage to Akira with the motorbike. That one's sold out, and there's also a Virgin. I think this is a 1 in 20. I believe this is a 1 in 20 or 1 in 15. I believe it's a 1 in 15. That one sold out very quickly on Midtown, so I don't know how many copies Midtown had available, but it went quick. So that could be definitely a hot book. Homage covers tend to be popular. Print run on this is probably not the highest, considering also how many darn covers there are on this, so I'm not surprised that that's sold out. Yeah, just a bunch of covers on that Darkwing Duck, but I think the Akira homage seems to be those two covers seem to be the most popular. So that might be the one. Those might be the ones to look for in your search for what's hot next week. I think that's it from Dynamite Entertainment. Vampirilla versus Super Pirates number 2. I went through all the covers. I didn't really see anything. I mean, the J. Lee cover's okay. The Linzer cover's all right. Lyrics Lee's okay, but nothing that really just jumped out at me. So that does it for Dynamite. IDW Publishing, there's a new number 1. Now, this one's probably worth getting because it's Steve Niles. He's a good writer. I'd say him and Cullen Bunn are pretty well known for their horror writing. And you've got artist Damian Warm. They've teamed up before on a bunch of different horror books, especially for Dark Horse and IDW Publishing. But more, I think recently more IDW Publishing. So this looks like an interesting series. I really like the A cover here by Damian Warren. Man, that's just an awesome, creepy looking cover. Still available at Midtown. What's this about? Let's see here. From the creators of October Faction. Yeah, that's the book I was thinking of. Yeah, it was IDW book. Comes a new horror tale. Bryn Mawr, recently divorced and sober. Mark Turner has returned to his hometown looking for a second chance. He'll rebuild the old church into a new home if the locals let him. But Turner Island has a secret, one tracing back to when it was named after Mark's ancestors. Who or what is Bryn Mawr? So kind of a creepy mystery. I love that A cover. I mean, I think that's my favorite cover. Of all the covers available. And let me get back to where I was. Sorry, guys. 1 second here. If I have to read the description, it kind of makes me go back. There we go. Okay. So the A cover is definitely my favorite cover of the 3 issues. The Frankenvilla cover is also pretty good. Frankenvilla does a lot of horror comic book covers. That one's pretty good. And then the Simmons cover is also pretty nice. And as an incentive, I think the Simmons cover is a 1 in 20, if I'm not mistaken. It could be one. Yeah, it might be 1 in 15. I think it's a 1 in 15. But my favorite is the A cover for sure, so that's the one I'm definitely grabbing. Dark Spaces Good Deeds issue 2 is out next week. I don't remember if I picked up the first issue. I'm going to have to take a look. I may have that. The Simmons cover is really nice. There's also a black and white Ramsey cover, Kelsey Ramsey. And it looks like the 1 in 50 Virgin Simmons cover is sold out at Midtown. Yeah, I don't know what this looks pretty creepy, but probably a little print run, so it might be worth taking a look at, especially if you can get a deal on that Virgin 1 in 50 variant. Turtles books, Saturday Morning Adventures issue 2 will be out. Last Ronin, the 4th issue, will be out as well. I know there's a bunch of store variants on that that you could take a look at. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Usagi Yojimbo Where When issue 4 will be out. A bunch of covers. I may have pre-ordered one of these. I can't remember which one. There is a 1 in 100 Eastman cover. That looks kind of cool. Black and white. Moving on to Image. Hell to Pay issue number 6. I do like that A cover by Johnson. Looks pretty crazy. B cover also looks interesting. Indigo Children number 4 will be out. Only the one cover. Scorched number 19. This is a Todd McFarlane production. Yeah, a couple issues there. I think the Keen cover looks nice. Vanish issue number 8. This is a Donny Cates deal. I haven't heard much about him lately. I do like that Ross Stegman cover, but man, $112. It's a lot of money. World Tree issue number 1. Looks like they've got some signed copies available. So if you want a Tinian signed copy, that may not be a bad idea for $3.99. We've got several of them available. The Ginny Frizen looks nice. That'd be kind of cool to get signed. There's also a 1 in 100. There's also the 1 in 75 Momoko. That's available for $95. Still available. There's also a second printing of issue number 2. If this series really takes off similar to Something is Killing the Children, I definitely recommend grabbing those second, third, fourth, whatever printings they have. That was a pretty good idea with Something is Killing the Children, because as that series became more and more popular, people went back and some of those second, third, fourth printings were pretty hard to find, very low print runs. I don't know if that'll be the case with World Tree, but you may want to grab them just in case. Issue 3 will be out next week for World Tree. I definitely like the Ariel Diaz cover. That's a 1 in 50 variant. That one's nice. There's also a Simmons cover. I believe that's a 1 in 200. I think it's a 1 in 200. I could be wrong. Maybe I should check real quick. Let me go on eBay. Let me just check. World Tree. Is it number 3? Yeah, number 3. Oh, I'm mistaken. It's a 1 in 100. So man, they're really asking crazy money for that. Yep, way over ratio. That's a 1 in 100. They're asking 162. So I looked on eBay real quick. There's only one copy for sale on eBay at the moment, and they want $150. So a little bit cheaper on eBay than than Midtown at the moment, so keep that in mind as you are looking for a deal. Maybe Midtown. Midtown isn't always the best deal. I definitely have seen where they are definitely not the cheapest out there. So make sure you do a little research before pulling the trigger. Let's see what else. Marvel, Alien 3 will be out next week. And usually it's always a pretty good read. Amazing Spider-Man number 28. Bunch of covers on that one. Yeah, pick the one you would like. I don't know. The McGinnis cover is the A cover. Most people just pick up the A cover. I think the B cover by Lucas Wernick is a little bit better. There's an Avengers second printing incentive by Derek Chu. That's still available, but look at the price they want for that thing. $67. Wow, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, these are we comic book enthusiasts finally going to realize that maybe these second printing 1 in 25s are not the best idea. I don't know. They seem to be just crazy overpriced. Seems nuts to me, but if you could get, I guess if you could get it near ratio, it might be a good deal, but just seems like that's being harder and harder to do at this point. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, but these 1 in 25 second printings, yeah, they just seem a little too expensive. But if you want a rarer book, I suppose that's the reason to do it. Yeah. Sometimes it's worth it. Just depends on the cover, I think. Carnage Reigns Omega #1 at one shot. Looks like the C cover is sold out at Midtown. That might be a hot book to look for. Cult of Carnage Misery #1. Looks like there's also a second printing on that, and a second printing 1 in 25 incentive cover by Stegman. That's still available. Ghost Rider #1, second printing by Ben Harvey. There's a second printing 1 in 25 incentive cover by Mark Texera. I looked on eBay. There's no copies for sale on eBay, so I don't know if this might be a rare book. Just don't think Danny Ketch is all that popular of a character, so I would imagine most shop owners are not going to order 25 copies of a second printing. Well, that might be a rare book. Don't be surprised if you see that going for on eBay at a much higher price than $67. It the fact that it's sold out on Midtown so quickly indicates something. Daredevil and Echo #2. I like this Alex Horley cover. I really like Alex Horley's work. I mean, he's done some amazing covers. I like this cover a lot. So total cover buy for me. I have no idea if this is a good book to pick up, but I really, really like that cover. Extreme Venomverse #1, of course, going to a second printing, and a second printing 1 in 25 incentive cover by Stegman. 2 Stegman covers on these 1 in 25s this week, and that's still available. Regular Ghost Rider #15. The Berens cover looks interesting. There's also a kind of a cool Kyle Holtz cover for the C cover. That one's kind of neat. All right. She-Hulk #14. You got a Bartel cover, the Chew cover. The Chew 1 in 50 Virgin cover is still available. Silk #2. The incentive 1 in 25 cover is sold out for $18. Star Wars Darth Vader Black, White, and Red issue 3 will be out next week. There's three main covers. Kind of like the A cover the best. I think Del Mundo cover is the better of the three, in my opinion. And you don't have to pay a lot of money for it, so that's good. Storm issue 2 will be out next week. A bunch of covers. I think the Maria Wolf cover is pretty interesting. She's definitely got an interesting style. You can recognize it right away. Thor number 35. Warlock Rebirth. I don't know if anybody's following that series or not. X-Men Before the Fall, Heralds of Apocalypse. One Shot is out next week. A couple different covers. I kind of like the Linnell U cover. That one looks pretty interesting. And the rest are hard copies and trade paperbacks. Moving on to Independence. I'm not going to mention everything. There's a lot of Independence I don't pick up, but if there's something interesting here, I will highlight it. Creed, for you Boom Studio fans and you're into boxing. Creed, the next round, has a bunch of covers. Issue 1 will be out. Some incentive covers. There's a nice Yoon cover. There's also a Boss Logic cover. Interesting. And only $4.99. That's a good price. Scout Comics has a new #1, Dust. I don't really know what this is about, but incentive cover looks kind of cool. That is by Aaron Connolly. Interesting. Expanse, the Dragon Tooth. Coming out next week. There are a bunch of covers. The Christian War cover looks nice. Fantasy Comics #1 by Antarctic Press. I mean, this is a weird looking cover. I don't know what to think about that. It's sold out though in Midtown. Probably a low print run, if I had to guess. All right, not too much more to mention. Get through it here. Legend Fell, issue 2, the C cover. I'd like to see what that looks like. It says dragons painted. I'm kind of a sucker for a dragon cover, so I'm going to take a look at that. Neighbors #4, C cover looks nice. And then I think that's basically it. I'm not into Whatnot books. Looks like this Nowhere Man #2 is sold out. I don't know if that means anything. Yeah, so some interesting books. A couple decent Marvel books. A couple independents that looked interesting. The Seasons Have Teeth #3. I do like that Firamara Virgin cover for $18. That's sold out at Midtown. There's also an FOC reveal cover that's still available. Something is Killing the Children, Pen and Ink issue. That's out at Midtown. And I think that might be it, guys. Yeah. The rest are all trades and paperbacks. So that's what I had for you. There's your review of books coming out next Wednesday that I thought were worth taking a look at. I plan on doing a live stream tomorrow night. So from the new room, maybe I'll highlight a few books and show off a couple things. So stay tuned. I'll send out notifications on that. Hope you all have a great day and go get your books. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'll see you soon.